Shalom. Call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the Akim out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. Is your brother Yahshua. I'm back with another short lesson. And this one will be dealing with the chariots of Israel as we begin to see more and more of them. And we'll start right here, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2. When they see it, when they see what? Them chariots. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. And when they see the righteous man stand in great boldness, right? And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for, okay? So that's actually dealing with us standing on our feet and us being delivered, okay? All right? Or coming to terms with the fact that these so-called UFOs actually have a purpose, and it deals with, who we are as a people, all right? Who they're actually here to protect and who they're actually here to destroy, all right? So, this. All right, and we've seen this, but the Spirit was on me to do a quick lesson on it for my people or whatever, a couple of people, the hopeful elect that are watching me, whatever. Okay, so this is today, the Today Show, April 15th, 2021. It says, leaked. Pentagon's UFO investigation spotlighted in new photos and video. And what is special about this video is there's a triangle or a pyramid-shaped chariot, okay, or a bunch of them, for that matter. So let's watch this, see what they're saying.
In night vision video from a Navy destroyer, a mysterious flying triangle above the deck of the ship. The Pentagon confirming the images obtained by documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell were taken by Navy personnel, expected to be a part of a report on unidentified aerial phenomenon to be presented to Congress this summer. Already online, some skeptics say the images are caused by cameras trying to focus, but some of the objects go beyond just flying in the sky. One shows a spherical object dipping into the ocean, similar to an incident in Puerto Rico where an object was tracked buzzing an airport, then flying into the water, popping back out before appearing to split into two and disappearing. Over the last several weeks, some of the nation's top former intelligence officials have been raising eyebrows.
Look at that thing. It's rotating.
Former CIA Director R. James Woolsey said he knew of a case where a plane was paused in midair.
A friend of mine was able to have his aircraft stop at 40,000 feet or so and not continue operating as a normal aircraft. What was going on?
In December, ex-CIA Director John Brennan said it was arrogant to believe there are no other forms of life other than the ones on Earth. And former intelligence chief John Ratcliffe says officials have been tracking technology beyond our capabilities.
We're talking about objects picked up by satellite imagery that are difficult to explain.
Like another incident off the coast of California in 2004 when a fighter squadron encountered an object that seemed to defy gravity.
What do you think it is?
I honestly don't know. I don't think that we have developed that technology. I don't think we developed it on this planet.
Video from that encounter and two other incidents were officially released by the Pentagon last year. Now new signs that the Pentagon could declassify more sightings of what they can't explain.
And guys, now here's the thing about those last three F-18 videos. I recently asked the former director of the Advanced Aerial Threat Identification Program at the Pentagon, point blank, are those the only videos that the government has? He said no, those were probably the least compelling videos, and in some videos you see an object about 50 feet away from the cockpit.
Ooh.
Guys.
Okay, that's crazy. I don't want to say I don't believe because I don't want them to come prove me wrong.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
so
So
I'm with you. And by the way, think about every person who thinks they've seen something
Oh.
up in the sky. These are just the military confirmed ones.
I don't like it. I'd like to go back just like thinking that this isn't real.
Okay, moving on.
I'd like to be.
Yeah, well, you better wake up and understand that the day of explaining these things away is gone. We know exactly who and what they are. All right, so let's read a few of these comments. All right. Prophecy says, when aliens reveal themselves, everyone will go out and buy up all the toilet paper. That's stupid. Okay. Vast imagined empire. I don't like it. I like to go back to thinking this isn't real. It's interesting to watch mainstream journalists react to the reality of something they presume to be a fantasy of the fringe. Okay. I feel like they're slowly telling us we're not alone because something is coming. That crazy look, right? And honestly, I don't mind. Earth is so ghetto. No, Esau is so ghetto, right? If I were a life form from another planet and flew by Earth, I'd roll up my windows and keep going. All right, eat another Zeo says this, and it's compelling. All right, it says, my friend's uncle was a master chief in the Navy back in the Vietnam era and retired in his 40s. He worked in naval intelligence on nuclear submarines and had a level of clearance above top secret, letting you know that he was informed on what's actually going on. He passed away 7 years ago, but back in the 90s, he and my friend's dad had a couple of beers while watching something about UFOs on the History Channel. Apparently, my friend's dad laughed at the existence of aliens, but my friend's uncle's face became white, snow white, and said clear as day, no, they do exist. If you knew what was really going on behind the scenes, you would live in crippling fear for the rest of your life. All right? Now, what does that go back to? When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Let's get another one. This is Revelation. What about fear? 1 and 7, yeah? Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. I'm looking for that word, fear. Let's see. All nations of the world will mourn, wail, mourn, wail, wail, mourn. It says, all tribes, nations of the earth will mourn over him, realizing their sin and guilt and anticipating the coming wrath. That sounds like fear to me. Mourn, mourn, weep, bewail themselves. Mourn, mourn, wail, mourn. Gaze on him. Okay. All right. In great fear. Let's see. Great fear. So let's get this Revelation 11 and start at 11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Okay, so this is talking about them chariots. Okay, and great fear is going to come upon these people when they understand that these chariots are dealing with us. All right, let's get 19 real quick, and then we'll close out. This is Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness doth he judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. He was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven, right, caused thy mighty ones to come down, followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty power. All right, and he hath on his vesture and on his thigh name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Talking about Yahushua coming back in that chariot. All right, so with that, these devils, a lot of them know, right? But very soon everybody's going to know, and everybody's going to tremble in fear, all right? And shall be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation. So with that, hope that the elect were edified. The chariots are here, and they're coming in mass, all right? So let's get ready. Our salvation is nearer than we ever believed, all right? With that, we're going to say, hope that the elect were edified, and with that, shalom.